Hi, everyone. My name is Pavlo, and I'm CEO of Ukrainian Startup Fund, which is also known as Ukrainian Innovation Development Fund. Basically, probably I will introduce Youssef and our activities, just to make sure everyone understands what we are doing and how it works. So, can you see my screen? Marina? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, just a bit of history. Ukrainian Startup Fund, we started our operational activity in 2019. And from that time, we have several programs. So what we are doing, we are building startup ecosystem in Ukraine. Obviously, designing different programs and different instruments to make sure we have more and more startups set up. So from the beginning, we launched two main core programs. So it was 25 and 50K grants for pre-seed and seed stage startups. And for time being, we already financed 320 startups. Also, another program is acceleration program. So we brought into Ukraine, we introduced into Ukraine, I believe, the best accelerators, international accelerators. And they actually launched their program together with USF. So USF was covering the cost of acceleration program, and startup actually choose any of them to make sure they have the best matching. Another program which was recently launched before the war, it was program of innovative voucher. So we started bring Ukrainian tech delegations, so both startup and IT companies, they are joining us, and we actually showcasing Ukrainian tech ecosystem as the biggest event like CES, Viva Tech, Web Summit, TechCrunch, Collision, and many others. So just making sure that, first of all, Ukraine represented at a proper level. Secondly, we are connecting startups with the biggest VCs and investors worldwide. And another added value is that we have the biggest media at the tech conferences, which are actually promoting Ukraine as a tech country. Also, once the war started, we launched our dual use program. So basically, we defined 5 focuses. These are defense, infrastructure, cybersecurity, education, and healthcare. So making sure that we will find the decisions or ideas or innovations which will help us to tackle these new obstacles which occurred during the war. For example, any educational platform which will help relocate people, especially children, to get education. That is actually, in our understanding, this dual use project, and we support such cases. So as for now, we already finance more than 40 projects, and program is still ongoing. And last but not least, recently we launched a Miltech cluster called Prey One. It's actually our attempt to it's joint initiative of different ministries like Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Economy, Ministry of Strategic Industries, and also Security Council, and many others. It's common initiative to identify those projects which are currently in Ukraine, and to make sure, first of all, they have access to finance. Secondly, they have access to state procurement, and another options which are provided in Miltech cluster. This is access to R&D, access to testing fields, and many obviously access to VCs and many other opportunities. So basically, this is all initiatives we're doing right now. And yes, one more thing I need to mention. Recently, we won 20 million grant from European Union, and we are part of consortium, which is consisting of 21 companies, and most of them are European companies. So basically, in September, we are planning to launch new program. 12 million euros will be allocated to Ukrainian deep tech startups. So as for now, my personal opinion and my personal feeling that we have enough of international support, we have enough of financing. So our main task and goal now is just to make audit of all the projects which are at universities, private innovators, R&D centers, and so on, and make sure we are providing the vehicles. If, for example, we have some innovations where we are to provide a vehicle to commercialize this innovation. So as for now, we already connected 100 plus Ukrainian universities. We are communicating with them on a daily basis. And obviously, we are preparing for the launch of big programs because in addition to grants, we'll be providing a lot of different opportunities, and there are will be a lot of different events, especially in European Union. And also recently we attended Deep Tech Summit in Stockholm. It's EU Deep Tech Summit, where we have a lot of commitments because there are huge interest from international community to Ukraine, and especially to deep tech industry. So that is our current status. I'll give you some examples. So you see here, just for the 3 months of this year, some of the startups raised a lot of investments. Basically, just several examples. Obviously, there are more investments. What we see now that there are a lot of different opportunities, and for example, we are now in London Tech Week, and yesterday I was informed that there are a new fund of 20 million VC fund created especially for Ukrainian startups. So basically, we already started negotiations, and we will be offering those startups which will get grant from USF in deep tech industry. Obviously, we will be proposing to VC to co-finance and co-invest into startups directly. And there are more initiatives. So as for now, we are talking to probably 3 or 4 big stakeholders, and we're expecting more funds available for Ukrainian startups. Obviously, USF is dealing with grants only. So basically, if we are talking about equity, probably we will be using some other mechanism. But obviously, it will be connected to our main activities, to our grant programs. Yeah, and this slide shows how we created ecosystem. Basically, we have our own platform for which we are coordinating all the activities, and we're communicating with all the stakeholders. We also have more than 60 corporates as partners of USF, and we are doing a lot of activities with them. For example, recently we did a pitch for Glova, a main office in Spain. So basically, they selected several startups, which first of all get some grant money, and secondly, they went to Spain for pilots. And I believe we will be using this instrument more actively. So because there are huge interest from corporates, especially here in the EU, and we'll be connecting them and matching them to Ukrainian startups. What else? So basically, we are open to any cooperation. So I presume a lot of people from different countries watching us now. So basically, if you have any interest in establishing contacts with Ukrainian Startup Fund, or maybe Miltech Initiative, or any other activity, you have QR code here, all the contacts there. So yeah, feel free to contact us. We're ready for discussion, cooperation, and obviously we need to make Ukraine glorious and peaceful country. Thank you.